can this get any more Star Wars-esque? I'm sure it can. I mean, they could make very blatant Star Wars references. This is just sort of a Star Wars-looking environment. Kind of.
Yes. At last. A red squirrel.
Oh, I'm afraid the space station will be very much operational when your friends arrive.
Red squirrel? Oh, I think he means me.
Again, not a red squirrel.
Unless he's the
I learned recently that there is such a thing as an American red squirrel and just a regular red squirrel. Both exist, and they look very different. The non-American red squirrel, from what I remember, had very long ears, and was very fuzzy looking.
No, as in, like, furry, as in ephemeral, like a fable, like a legend, you know, like, sort of, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and I think I remember that the American red squirrel, or no, maybe the other red squirrel, whichever one it is, the scientific name was Scurius vulgaris, which is just so appropriate for a vulgar game like this. It's kind of amazing that Conker, even to begin with, was actually a character meant for happier things. Because it just seems to fit so much better for this.
Thank you very much.
Somehow.
What are we gonna do with him?
You leave him to me.
So you're not gonna kill him?
Not exactly.
Step aside, Conker. I know how to deal with men like this.
Darn it, squeaky chair. Not right now.
Such loyalty. Misplaced. Get rid of her.
Easiest thing in the world. Sorry, dollface. Business is business. Adios.
What the? Hey,
Man, the sequel to Zootopia is rough.
Barry?
In seriousness, though, this is not a pleasant scene. But they make it a lot worse in Live and Reloaded, apparently. The scene of her getting shot goes on for much longer, for some reason. I guess maybe because they felt like the drama in this version was a little bit too short, but I think it gets the point across quite nicely already, so they didn't need to drag it out.
Where's my milk, Professor? Professor.
In my case, milk is not very helpful to me because, of course, I am mildly lactose intolerant. I still like milk.
The sooner we get this squirrel in place, the sooner I'll get my milk.
It sounds really bad out of context. The sooner we get the squirrel in place, the sooner I get my milk. Do squirrels have milk? I mean, if they do, that's what makes it sound terrible, but otherwise, maybe not. It still sounds ridiculous either way.
Yes. Ah, the squirrel, yes. The problem is solved for drinks. Right, squirrel. I think so coming with me.
Hello, Von Cripplespack. Panther King has the weirdest proportions. I think I mentioned that before at some point, but his lower body is maybe a fourth of the size of the rest of his body.
Oh, squirrel got it as my teddies. I think the latest addition to my plans is about picture. Oh, the incubation period is just about complete. Not a moment too soon. Yes, my liege.
He's about to hurl, and I'm about to squirrel. Just kidding, he didn't barf. Actually, he just has a giant hole in his chest now. Fool you. It's a xenomorph. Because why not?
What the?
Oh
This is such an unfitting and yet perfectly fitting change for this game. I don't know where the Don Weezo goes. He just kind of hides behind the chair and then, I guess, goes into whatever ether that missing socks go into, because we never see him again.
He is not a wonderful creature, is he? You're right there. He's not. Just ignore him. Right. I'm if I'm gonna live in this world and in this castle. So out of date. I have something known as...
Speaking of out of date now.
Take us into orbit. Yeah.
Again, these were all pretty current references whenever the game was released, I'm sure. Or at least, if they were dated, they were not very dated yet.
Of liquid nitrogen mixed with oxygen, 2 parts petrol. Yeah. I'm never gonna get home now.
Yeah, it certainly is seeming more and more unlikely. We're getting taken into space. Space and home, in most cases, do not match.
Warning. Warning. Airlock open.
He gets flung out of the airlock. The chair gets flung out of the airlock. Conker has not gotten flung out of the airlock. Even though logically he should by now. Yeah, there's the airlock. There's the alien. And now we get to replicate the most frickin' awesome moment of Aliens, which I saw after seeing this, but none of the impact was lost. If you have not seen Aliens, watch Alien first.
Get away from her, you bitch!
I'm sorry, Sigourney Weaver says it better, but you did a good job, Conker. Yeah. I highly recommend you watch Alien, and then watch Aliens. I have no idea what the third one is like, besides being, I guess, more depressing and probably not as good as the others. And then the other ones after that I don't really care exist.
No legs, and now no life.
I don't know what that line is. Okay, I need to remember how this works. Nope, that's no good. Oh, I only have 2 chocolates. Nope. Okay. This is, this basically takes a lot of reflexes. Which I do not have. What? I didn't think that was not gonna... Okay. Thought that I had it there, but apparently I do not. Yeah. I watched Aliens because of this game, and I'm pretty sure that Aliens is one of my favorite movies of all time. Has similarities to Terminator 2 in some ways. Obviously, they're both... I mean, they're both James Cameron, and so that kind of makes sense. But... I definitely prefer Aliens over Terminator 2. Sorry for those who are big fans of Terminator 2. Shoot. I am not doing very well here. Thought that I was doing this correctly. This part is... It's another one of those parts that feels kind of unreliable and luck-based. It's probably not. It still does feel a little... eh. I'm critiquing the game a lot. I still do like these, I still do like the references, I still do like all the nonsense. Like, this is the actual final boss of the game. How absurd is that? The final boss is just, you know, it's a copyrighted character, basically. Maybe not specifically this alien, because this one's name is Heinrich, and so it's like Blahnik. It's its own original character. Yeah, I forgot about that. The game over screen is different because the Panther King is dead now, so of course he's not going to have his milk. You know what I've never actually tried? I've never actually tried going over to the airlock. I feel like there's probably a death that comes with it, but I've never seen what it is. Well, there you go. That's what it looks like. Now we know. And knowing is probably not actually half of the battle. It might be like 1/4 of the battle. Unless the battle is taking a test, in which case it's probably like 4/5 of the battle. Specifically 4/5. Wow, this is not going fast. Here we go. A little bit better. What is up with this spinning? This is... Well, you might see, if you've ever seen Super Mario 64 before, this is almost certainly ripping off of the idea of the Bowser fights in that. In this one, you can tell when you can throw whenever the alien stops dragging against the floor. I feel like the throwing is a little bit easier in this, but the spinning is not. How do you dodge that? 0 lives. Just like a donut. Taunting me with its circularness. Maybe I could feed this alien some donuts and then it wouldn't mind that I'm trying to destroy its family. And by family I mean just the one alien, because that's probably its whole family. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, the point is that I would not like it to eat me, so maybe the donuts would fill it up. And on that note, is it just me, or do donut places usually not have workers that actually look like they eat donuts? Most of the donut places that I have been to have really skinny people behind the counter. I don't know, maybe for some people that seems like a good business plan because it means, oh, well, you can still eat donuts and look like this, but to me it just looks like they don't actually eat the donuts or care about the donuts. I would feel more comfortable getting donuts from someone who looks like they eat a lot of them. I've only seen one donut place with someone who actually looked like they ate a lot of donuts behind the counter. It made me happy. No. How do you dodge that? You can't back up fast enough. Is there a button that I'm not pressing? Can I strafe backwards? Doesn't look like I can. L button doesn't... Oh, yeah, you can duck. That's like a block. Forgot about that. That's probably going to be useful. Nope. Problem is you have to still have the reflexes for both. It's like a game of Punch-Out. I'm no good at Punch-Out. But then there's that ARMS game, which would make sense as a Punch-Out, like part of the Punch-Out IP, but it's not. That new one announced for the Switch. Nope, no, darn it. Okay, bite me. Nope, I wasn't actually prepared for you to bite me. I was saying that because I thought that you weren't going to do it. Then you didn't, and then you did. When are you gonna bite? Can I punch you now? No? Bite? Punch you again? Yes. I just have to focus really hard on this. Because it's not... Like, this is an appropriate final battle because it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not luck like I thought it was. It just takes a lot of concentration. Spin you round, right round, baby, right round like a wrecker, baby, right round, round, round. Toss you into the peppermint airlock. Certainly looks like peppermint. Which I've never been a fan of, but I still like the smell of it, I guess. That's no good. Nope, that's also not good. I'll meet you back at the third phase. That looks like a very distraught face. Just look at that face for a moment. It is very sad. Jump. No, you stupid, you didn't jump. 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 You jumped. That's not the same thing. That's not what I wanted. I pressed A! Pressed A. How long do you have to press down the button for? What? Penis. Cotton-headed ninny muggins. Barnacles. Barnacles! Rotate faster, Pokey. Darn it. What? Never seen that happen before. On phase 3, had no chance to react there. That was great. Third phase, once more. And try to fly towards the middle. I feel like I have better situation that way. I don't want to force any positivity, like PewDiePie and others have talked about recently. I don't feel like I'm forcing positivity. Admittedly, I'm not, like, overly positive about this part of the game, but it's not because I'm not having fun with it. Or actually, maybe it is because I'm not having fun with it, but it's not like... I don't consider that a bad thing in this case because it's supposed to be a challenge, and it's not an unfair challenge, exactly. Except for certain parts that are kind of screwy.
You're not very good at this, are you?
Bite. Punch? No. Shoot! Honestly, it's like I'm playing this game for the first time again. Because I definitely had a lot of trouble with this the first time. I feel like I had less trouble the second and third times. But... I guess that's part of the appeal of an LP. This is how I felt when I played through Banjo-Kazooie as an LP. I felt like I was playing the game for the first time again. And this way it's a slightly less positive feeling, because holy crap was this game hard the first time I played it. But in a way it's like, it's nice to relive that challenge. Darn it, that's not what I wanted. How many chocolates do I have? Most of them. Good. That's a good place to be for the third phase, as long as I don't screw up this throw, which I shouldn't, because I'm right there next to the airlock, and that's the best place to be for a throw. If you're really, really close to the airlock, then you do get pushed away a little bit so that you have room to circle around this alien. Oh, dang it. That was the worst throw.
It's the large exit thing that you want to be aiming for, idiot.
Thanks, voice in the background. You just spun too fast. Really? How? How in the heck?
Warning. Warning. Airlock open. Air pressure compromised. Throw the alien out and shut the bloody door. Airlock open.
My gosh. That's the fastest that phase could have possibly gotten. Okay. I think I might have this. I might not even cut any of that out, because... Do I still have all chocolates? I still have all chocolates. That went exceptionally well, as long as I don't miss this throw. Oh, man.
Oh, no! I thought still that was it. Oh, this is the end. And to think it would end like this. Oh, dear.
And the game freezes.
Huh? Hello? What's going on? Is this a joke? The game's
yes.
locked up. I don't believe it.
The perfect way to end such an unconventional game is with a game freeze.
Give me an idea.
Which I don't think that cartridge-based games generally
If there are
do.
any software engineers that can hear me, just type something in. All right,
Hello.
yeah. Hello. Right. Here's the plan. I won't tell anyone that there's been a lockup, quite a bad one at that, left in the game.
The fact that this is all, like,
You will say, well, I don't know.
it's a camera
Help me
panning
out.
around a
This
frozen
guy.
scene with
What do you
one
think?
thing moving in it. It's cool.
Now, get rid of this background. It's really grimy.
And then it just
better.
disappears into whiteness.
Weapons, maybe? Oh, cool.
We didn't have enough Matrix references before, now we gotta have another one.
Yeah.
I think this is from the first movie. I don't remember very well at all. The last time I saw them was at least probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Double action. Oh. You guys.
He got the guns, or he got a gun, but he's not going to use it. I guess he just thought it looked nice, and it's just gonna pack it away in his invisible pants. Invisible pants pocket tails.
Now, Mr. Alien.
Maybe that's where he keeps his lives.
Get in a position.
They're Conker's pocket tails.
Just check the shot. There we go. Right. On my mark, and not a moment sooner. 3, 2,
Just communicating with the
One.
developer. It's so cool.
and action.
Disconcerted xenomorph is disconcerted.
Whoa. Oh no. That's a bit volatile.
This game is also how I learned the word volatile.
Well,
Although all the definitions that I looked up did not really fit
anything else?
the way he described it, but I think it's just like volcanic almost.
You again.
If it isn't Conker! How you doing, Mr. Screw? You have defeated the
Hello, Frankie.
Manfred-type king.
One of the two Frankies.
We didn't like him either. In fact, there seems to be an empty throne.
So bloody
It's all coming back to the very beginning of the game.
Conker. Up on to throw here.
What? But
Didn't you
no,
see the
don't
opening?
Understand. I don't really want to be king. Oh no! I forgot to. I should have brought Barry back to life. Oh no!
It's quite a thing to forget.
Oh, programmer. They're gone. What are you doing? Get off!
It's okay, it'll be good. And the
That's
rest
why
of
you
the
beta
guys-
test.
Marvelous. Yeah, I like it in here. Ooh, cheese.
Oh, king.
King! You couldn't be king of a toilet!
Well, hey, a toilet's a throne too.
You don't know how close you are. You realize that? You just do not know.
Sorry. Oh, Conker! Yes, king! I would have thought that! Can I be your general?
You can be General Disarray.
Of all the people in the world that I don't like, I'm in a room full of them.
It's a good line.
Heard the good news? We came back from holiday.
This part. You came back from holiday
With you on this wonderful
in
momentous
like 3 minutes.
occasion, we
Less
ladies.
than 3 minutes.
There we go. The king is dead. Long live the king.
I've always thought that phrase was unusual. The king is dead, long live the king. Because the first instance of the king and the king is dead is implying the previous king. But then long live the king is implying the next king. So why would you just say the king for both of them? It's like whenever you use it in a sentence, but the word it can apply to two different things in the sentence.
So, there I am. King. King of all the land. And who'd have thought that? Not me. I guess you know who these guys are now? 'Cause I certainly do. I don't want to know them. And yep, I may be king. I have all the money in the world. And all the land. And all that stuff. But you know, I don't really think I want it. I just want to go home. With Barry. And, I don't know, have a bottle of beer. It's not gonna happen. It's true what they say. The grass is always greener. And you don't really know what it is you have until it's gone. Gone. Gone.
And it ends there with chilling music in the background. I really like that ending a lot. I know that not everyone does. A lot of people seem really disappointed by it. Perhaps because they expect the Panther King to be the final fight, they expect some happy ending. Whereas perhaps the game freezing and the alien and all this stuff seems like a bit of a cop-out. But I don't think so. I think you can't make a game like this and expect a happy ending, or an ending without lots of weird quirks. And I think it's fitting for Conker at the end of his rope to kind of discover what he was doing up to this point was mostly meaningless. He is an anti-hero. He is a character motivated by his greed. And now he's the king, but the king of what? So, I don't know. I remember feeling emotional the first time that I saw that scene, and I didn't even see it after playing the game. I think I just saw it on YouTube sort of by itself after seeing a few other scenes in the game. But in context, it was more powerful. To me, at least. It's one of my favorite game endings. I also am a big fan of Mother 3's ending, and Majora's Mask. But for a while, at least, this one was my top #1 favorite. And I know that the ending originally was going to have this extra scene with Conker, I think looking in a mirror, maybe in a bathroom or something, and pulling out a gun to his head, and you hear a gunshot as it cuts to black, which obviously is Conker committing suicide, but they took that out of the game because they wanted to leave room for a sequel. Unfortunately, a sequel is most likely never going to exist because of all the complications with Microsoft and Rare, and Chris Seaver at this point has moved on and is working at his own studio. I read somewhere that the plans for the sequel were going to start with Conker blowing all of his money as a king on parties and hookers, after which he was locked away in the highest room of the castle with a ball and chain attached to his leg, and he had to escape before getting executed. Which, if that's true, that would have been a really cool start to a promising game. Chucky Poo's Lament. I don't know what the heck Chucky Poo is. Maybe that was the Great Mighty Poo's original name. Or maybe that's just the Great Mighty Poo's actual name.
So, what'll it be?
Scotch. Single malt. Speyside. No ice.
Huh. A man of taste. There you go.
Whoa there, cowboy. Keep it coming. Oh, leave the bottle.
Yeah. Looking a bit down. What's the matter?
You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I'll just drink this. Doesn't look too good tonight.
He looks both ways. Goes the opposite direction. So that's Conker's Bad Fur Day. I didn't want to talk over that ending, because it's... Again, it's a really good ending to me, and I didn't feel like there was much that I could add to it. Must be interesting, being Chris Seaver and voice acting nearly every character. First of all, having the ability to create different voices, even though a lot of them are pretty similar. But also, it's like, you direct the voices to behave exactly how you want them to. It's like... I know that David Firth talked about that in some interview. He's the creator of Salad Fingers and other such things. And he would try to get other people to voice characters that he creates, but then none of them would have the exact mannerisms and behaviors that he wanted. So he would often do a lot of the voices himself, the males and the females, and just make them sound exactly how he wanted. And so I guess maybe that there must be some kind of similar feel with Chris Seaver doing this game. Alright. This was my file. Oh, I've had, you know, my somewhat negative feelings throughout the LP as far as somewhat boring parts and somewhat difficult or unfair parts, but overall I really do think this is a special game. And it will always be inspiring in my heart. And I'm sure that I will play it again at some point on my own time. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.